All right, let me give y'all a breakdown of pay what you're worth. All right, so in the book, it broke down power, equity, mimicry, and inertia. Those four themes determine what you are paid in your profession. And, understanding power is the ability to get what you want even when faced with obstacles, right? So the question is for a employer, what would my inertia be? So your inertia is your associates. I have a friend who works in the same industry, and this is the current market rate of our capital. This is how much cash we make on market, right? That's inertia. So you can negotiate to an extent, and mimicry also is like a back burner force of inertia. So mimicry is how many people are in a cubicle that do the same exact task at the job. And the question is, why negotiate your previous employer's wage to a new employer? Why would you do that? Because you would want a more growth opportunities in your position that you chose to be in, or etc. etc. So in years past, there have been CEOs that have gotten paid 7 to 1 of what employees make. So your CEO executive would have 7 times the amount of the employee. But in some cases, there have been CEOs that gave their lowest base employee $70,000, like a CEO in San Francisco who cut his salary to make even the minimum person who has the minimum task. He gave them $70,000 a year as an opportunity to come and work for him. So that's one of those economic capitalism things. So there are some positives to capitalism. Capitalism has occupational positives, environmental positives, and that those themes can give you an insight into how capitalism works. So, what we really are having now in the 2020s is employers against the free market. So, well, all right, I don't know how many of y'all went to school in the States, but paying teachers on a performance based salary is very criminal when you think about it. All right, so if you want to keep your job, you have to have good grades. But let's say that you're not doing too well and you definitely need a job. You don't know anything else to do. Well, clearly you will probably make false grades, and that happened a lot as No Child Left Behind was opted in to the U.S. Doctrine early. And just think, so you have an underprivileged area, and you have No Child Left Behind. So I'm paid off of how many kids pass. Yeah. So just think of it. Um, oh, and here's another thing, right? Most of the United States, most of us, my bad, most of us think we're better than our colleagues, right? All right. Let's say that we have a coworker who works with us, and that's clearly not even ego speaking, but just self confidence. We think that we're better than our colleague. So you have to think about those certain themes that get talked about in such a broad spectrum of how the system works and how we go about our daily transactions with whatever we do in our professions. Um, that's just a brief on pay what you're worth. Shifting gears, I want to talk to y'all uh, on a pursuing target with USDA loans. So, hold on, give me a moment, y'all. All right, so USDA loans are different from FHA loans. FHA loans are for the first time home buyer, and they generally go off of your debt to income. and that'll be like 41% of your debt to your income ratio, and that'll apply you for a loan, and you can get, a qualified. But then USDA loans are a little bit different in realms of or regards of being as though they don't have a debt to income. They are zero down payment loans that you can pay. It'll be a dual mortgage. So you pay one mortgage, but it entirely goes to one mortgage as is, but it's another one, as you could kind of say, a insurance. But the USDA loan is a type of loan that also goes for homes outside of the city limits. Um, Outside of the city limits is, I don't know what city you're from, but in Houston, we have Houston, and then there's Katy, and that would be outside of the city limits, right? So there are certain areas that qualify for a USDA loan. Um, those are the differences. There's no debt to income. It's typically zero down, and they check your credit card, your credit FICO, my bad, and then they go amongst there, find out if the area qualifies or eligible. Okay, and on an incline, we're going to talk about the development of technology inside any business. Like a virtual business. There's been many advancements in the past that abruptly changed many industries, and what I mean by that is, if I were to work at Walmart, my job would be stricken by me having a self checkout. So one of the things that a lot of businesses are doing is using social medias, places like Instagram, platforms like Facebook. You could say TikTok, but I don't want to get into all that. But they're using a lot of different platforms that facilitate. Now, one of the things about that is, whenever you're looking for something, it often pops up on your phone. But one of the old traditional tried and true things is going to the grocery store. One of the places that we have in my area, I know we're not in Florida. We don't have a Publix or a Wawa, but we have a HEB and a Kroger's and Randall's, depending on the area. Now, you'll have a Randall's, they have really great meats. You got Kroger, which has everything a Walmart would, just about. But then you have what I say, HEB. HEB is Texas made. Is They have so many branched across. It's like Whataburger. Um, Also, whenever you start to look for certain things in your neighborhood, just be on the lookout for it. I would say you have a nail shop, you have veterinary places. People have dogs that they. I mean, hey, if I'm going out of town and I know my 3-year-old pup is here, I gotta make sure that he's taken care of before anything happens, before I even make my plans. So, veterinary places, often your client or whatever sways your boat or motion, whatever, um, whoever you deal with, they usually have to have those things in or around their area. And just take a count for all that's in your area. And like some places, they don't even have community centers. Certain areas of Houston has I codes, and those are places where kids learn how to code. So just take advantage of the area that you're in, and take advantage of all those resources that you have around you. All right, this has been another video sponsored, and y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.